Now, the next chapter which we are going to revise is the chapter of audit. Everyone over here now. Sir, can you give us a quick linking? Yes, Baba, let's take a quick linking before we go ahead and start with audit. Everyone over here now. We went ahead and learned about assessments. Yes, sir, we went ahead and learned about the various types of assessment. Section number 59 told about self-assessment, 60 told about provisional assessment, 61 told about scrutiny of return. Yes, sir, we remember scrutiny of return. Now, whenever the officer was going ahead and scrutinizing your return, if he finds a discrepancy, he will tell you that there is a discrepancy, sir. Please go ahead and rectify that discrepancy. Means might be you have to pay some tax, interest, penalty. Please go ahead and pay that and close it. Chapter over. But sir, when the officer went ahead and told you about the discrepancy, you went ahead and gave an explanation. You did not go ahead and pay the tax, interest, penalties. You went ahead and gave an explanation. He liked your explanation. Then Baba chapter closed. But if it doesn't like your explanation, or even after going ahead and accepting your discrepancy, if you don't go ahead and make the tax ka payment, then Baba, the officer now wants to go ahead and gather additional evidences against you, so that once he gathers additional evidences, he can go ahead and pass a demand order against you. So to gather additional evidences, the what are the various recourses available with him? He can go ahead and do audit, or he can go ahead and do special audit. So here comes the linking of the next chapter, which is audit or special audit. Audit can be under section number 65, under section number 66. Section number 65 ka audit is basically audit by tax authorities. Now, audit by tax authorities is section number 65 ka audit. Sir, what happens in this audit? So, if first of all, always remember there is a commissioner or a person authorized by the commissioner, either by a general order or a specific order, can undertake the audit, may undertake the audit of a registered person. So there'll be an officer, commissioner, or a person who is basically authorized by the commissioner by general or specific order will go ahead and undertake the audit of my books of account. So here he can go ahead and undertake the audit, and audit can be for a period of 1 year. Audit can be period of part of the year, or it can be multiple of years also. So your exam question: can an audit be for a part of the year? Yes, sir. Can an audit be for multiple of years? Yes, sir, it can be. Now, before they go ahead and start an audit, always remember prior notice is given in ADT 01, GST ADT 01, which is at least 15 days prior to commencement of the audit. Everyone listen to me very carefully. 15 days prior notice has to be given, and sir, then the audit can start. Now, what is the date of commencement of the audit, sir? Date of commencement of the audit always is when books are made available, or actual institution of the audit at the place of business, whichever is later among these two. Okay, sir. Audit can happen at my place of business, or he might go ahead and tell me, Ramesh, you have to take your books of account and come to our office. So audit can happen at our place of business, or it can happen at their place of business, which is basically the office of the officer. Okay, sir. Now audit should get over, once the audit has commenced, audit should get over within 3 months. If audit could not be completed within 3 months, then the commissioner, if he is satisfied, he may extend up to 6 months. So 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, depending on the commissioner. Then he can go ahead, depending on the reason, basically he can go ahead and extend by 6 months. So extension will be given by the commissioner only after recording the reason in writing. Okay, sir. Once the audit concludes, then they will have to go ahead within 30 days. The proper officer who is there, who has gone ahead and basically done the audit, he will go ahead and now inform the registered person about the finding in ADT 02. So once the audit is done, the department will inform you by using ADT 02 about your rights and obligation and the reason for the finding. Basically, audit report along with audit observation shall be provided to you, and they will tell you, please go ahead and make the tax ka payment. If you go ahead and make the tax ka payment, chapter closed. But if you don't go ahead and make tax ka payment, if tax is not paid, short paid, erroneously refunded, ITC wrongly availed or utilized, and you are not going ahead and discharging your liability, then the proper officer can use those evidences which has been gathered in the audit, and now PO may initiate action under section number 73 and 74. Basically, he will go ahead and issue a show cause notice, and the demand order will be raised on you. Okay, sir, point is clear. Here, one more question which they can go ahead and ask in the exam. Sir, what are the rights of the officer during an audit? The rights of the officer during an audit can be asked in the exam. Also, they can go ahead and ask you about obligation of the taxpayer who goes ahead and receives an audit notice for audit. Okay, what are the question can be, what are the obligations of a taxpayer who basically goes ahead and receives a notice for audit? Sir, the registered person who has gone ahead and received the notice, or the registered person rights, what are no the rights of the officer during an audit. You have to understand this, the rights of the officer during an audit, or what are my obligation when a person comes for an audit. I should registered person to provide necessary facility to verify books of accounts and document, and also I should go ahead and provide them information, plus I should also go ahead and provide them assistance for timely completion of the audit. This can also be a question in the exam. They can also go ahead and ask you what are the write a short note on audit under section number 65. Okay, sir. The next one, audit, special audit. Section number 66 goes ahead and talks about special audit. So, if a scrutiny was going on, during scrutiny, inquiry, investigation, or any other proceeding, if the officer greater than assistant commissioner is of the opinion that what value I have declared, sir, value of supply I have gone ahead and declared is not correct, might be I have gone ahead and declared less value. Less value means my tax liability will come down. Okay, or I have gone ahead and taken the credit availed is not within normal limits, means I have gone ahead and taken the ITC more. Again, if I take ITC more, my liability will come down. So if I have gone ahead and taken the value more, or value less means value is not correct, or ITC is not within normal limit, then the assistant commissioner will go ahead and take prior permission of the commissioner, and he will direct me. The assistant commissioner will go ahead and issue me a ADT 03 and tell me, Ramesh, get your books of accounts audited by a chartered accountant or a cost accountant. CA square means chartered accountant or a cost accountant. This chartered accountant will do the audit of my books of account. This chartered accountant is nominated by the commissioner. Okay, sir. How will the audit happen? Special audit will be done by the chartered accountant or cost accountant within 90 days. If he could not go ahead and complete within 90 days, then the assistant commissioner may extend the time limit by further period of 90 days on an application received by the registered person or the chartered accountant or cost accountant. Wherever it is CA, always remember it is chartered accountant or the cost accountant. Okay, sir. Once the CA or the CA goes ahead and concludes the audit, the CA or the CA, the chartered accountant or the cost accountant, will submit the audit report to the assistant commissioner. Now, the assistant commissioner will go ahead and issue me a assistant commissioner will basically go ahead and issue me an ADT 04. Means he will go ahead and tell me what are the audit observation, what basically audit report along with audit observation. So basically he will go ahead and tell me the discrepancies along with audit observation, and he will tell me, Ramesh, please go ahead and discharge your liability. If I go ahead and discharge my liability, chapter closed. But if I don't go ahead and discharge my liability, and still if there is any tax not paid, short paid, erroneously refunded, ITC wrongly availed or utilized, if I go ahead and pay the liability, very good. Otherwise, PO will go ahead and initiate action under section number 73 or 74. Okay, sir, point is clear. Always remember, the chartered accountant or the cost accountant in special audit is being appointed by the commissioner, that is nominated by the commissioner, paid by the department. Okay, sir. Now, your exam question, what are the different types of audit? Who can conduct the audit of the taxpayer? Always remember, earlier there were 3 audit. Very important for you guys to remember this. Earlier there were 3 audit. Audit by department, which is under section number 65. Special audit, which is under section number 66. And there was one more, audit by chartered accountant or a cost accountant, which was under section number 35.5. But the audit ka requirement now has been deleted, and there is no requirement to get your books of accounts audited when your aggregate turnover crosses 2 crore. Now the requirement to get audit has been done away, and hence I have gone ahead and deleted this, because section number 35.5 has been omitted by Finance Act 2021. Yes, sir, point is clear. And hence, if they go ahead and ask you now, what are the different types of audit? There are only 2 types of audit. Audit by department under section number, audit by tax authorities under section number 65, and special audit under section number 66. Here we are done with a quick revision of your chapter of audit, basically audit by tax authorities and special audit. Be very careful in the exam. They can go ahead and ask you to write a note on both of them. or they can go ahead and ask you about the various types of audit, or they can go ahead and ask you about the rights of the officer, or they can go ahead and ask you a small MCQ out of it. It's a C graded chapter, but a 2 to 4 marks can be expected out of this chapter. Here we'll go ahead and close our revision on audit.